Sean Diddy Combs trial. Every revelation. Sean Diddy Combs sentenced to 50 months in prison. The judge sentenced him to 50 months in prison, totaling over 4 years plus 5 years of supervised release and a fine of $500,000 at the hearing October 3, 2025. Sean Diddy Combs breaks his silence. The musician spoke out for the first time in court at his sentencing October 3, apologizing to victims Cassie Ventura and Jane. Domestic violence will always be a heavy burden that I will have to forever carry, Combs said. My actions were disgusting, shameful, and sick. I was sick from the drugs. I was out of control. I needed help and I didn't get the help, and I cannot make no excuse. He went on to share how the case has impacted him. I am just a human being. I was trying my best. I got lost in my excess and lost in my ego, he continued. Because of my decision, I lost my freedom and the opportunity to raise my children and be there for my mother. I lost all of my businesses and lost my career and destroyed my reputation. And most of all, I lost my self-respect. I have been humbled and broken to my core. I hate myself right now. I've been stripped down to nothing. Sean Diddy Combs' sentencing date set. In July, Judge Arun Subramanian scheduled Combs' sentencing date for the 3rd of October 2025. Subramanian denied Combs' request to be released on bond ahead of the sentencing, citing the rapper's years-long pattern of violence as a reason for him to remain behind bars. Ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura's lawyer reacts to verdict. After Combs was found not guilty of racketeering conspiracy, as well as sex trafficking ex-Cassie and ex-Jane, though he was found guilty of transportation to engage in prostitution of both women, the singer's lawyer reacted to the verdicts. This entire criminal process started when our client Cassie Ventura had the courage to file her civil complaint in November 2023, Douglas Wigdor said in a July 2 statement to E! News. Although the jury did not find Combs guilty of sex trafficking Cassie beyond a reasonable doubt, she paved the way for a jury to find him guilty of transportation to engage in prostitution. By coming forward with her experience, Cassie has left an indelible mark on both the entertainment industry and the fight for justice. Noting the charges which Combs pleaded not guilty to, Wigdor added, "We must repeat, with no reservation, that we believe and support our client who showed exemplary courage throughout this trial." Wigdor also praised Ventura, who was one of 34 witnesses called to the standing during Combs' 29-day trial, for her effort. She displayed unquestionable strength and brought attention to the realities of powerful men in our orbit and the misconduct that has persisted for decades without repercussion. He continued, "This case proved that change is long overdue, and we will continue to fight on behalf of survivors." Sean Diddy Combs reacts to split verdict. Upon hearing that he was acquitted on 3 of the 5 charges in his federal court case, Combs, who faced life in prison if convicted on all charges, got on his knees and placed his head down in a chair in a prayer-like position, according to NBC News reporters in the courtroom. Per the news organization, Combs' family stood in the courtroom, clapping and cheering for the music mogul's fate. The defense attorneys hugged each other, while Combs hugged lawyer Brian Steele. Jurors reach a verdict in Sean Diddy Combs' sex trafficking case. On July 2, the 12-member jury delivered their verdicts on the 5 federal charges Combs faced in his sex trafficking trial. The jurors, who were on their 3rd day of deliberation, found him guilty of 2 charges of transportation to engage in prostitution, relating to ex-girlfriends Ventura and a woman referred to as Jane. Combs, who had pleaded not guilty to all charges, was found not guilty of 1 count of racketeering conspiracy and 2 counts of sex trafficking. The day before delivering their verdicts, the jury told U.S. Time District Judge Arun Subramanian they were unable to reach a consensus on the racketeering charge due to unpersuadable views. Subramanian addressed the jurors and encouraged them to continue their deliberations. A verdict was reached hours after deliberations began the next day. Like and comment, subscribe, my lovely viewer.